Hi guys, welcome to my channel and nice to see you everyone. How is everyone doing? Let me know if you can hear me and see me well, if everything is fine on your end. And yeah, we can start. So I'm excited to see you here guys, and we're going to go through the markets. We're going to go through some setups, discuss what is the current situation, and then yeah, see if we can find for next week maybe together some setups. So feel free to ask me any questions if you want to know anything regarding to trading, and also if you have any ideas, any stocks which you would like to discuss, feel free to let me know and we're going to discuss them. So I would like to start with the current market situation with ES, which is S&P 500 Futures Index. And we're going to discuss what happened this week, what can we expect next week, was that predictable, and also most importantly, how can you find those setups and trade them. So if you see those setups on the market, this is real price action, really based only on price action, not even with fundamentals. Those setups are working very, very well for me so far on the stocks, but most importantly also on the indices. You can see those and trade them. So what happened this week with the markets? It's been actually pretty volatile week so far. So we saw back here down leg, then we bounced back up, and then at the beginning of the week we saw some kind of reversal, and I have seen this setup a lot of times. I'll be nice to see you here. Hi. And I have seen this a lot of times where you see like it's going to reverse, and then I was actually even thinking this is going to test the previous lows and support, which is 4,274. That's why I was a little bit cautious and a little bit more defensive with too many long positions. But what we saw is the next day this green candle. And so the important lesson here for this setup is the more you see this thing here consolidating around certain support area and not breaking down, the more the probability increases that we are going to see a bounce of this area. Herbert, nice to see you here too. And this is exactly what happened. This was the previous week. We bounced off this area. Unfortunately, we start rejecting here based on those EMAs. And I know I personally got stopped out once and I gave up on this trade. But actually, that would have been my last try would have been a very, very good trade. So what happened is we saw this rejection. And again, I was thinking we're going to test this previous low. But after I saw this green candle, things are changing, and that's why it's important when you're looking at those charts. Anything can change at any moment. So basically, only because you have the expectation this might continue lower throughout the days, you might see a different price action. You might see a different candlesticks formation, and based on this, you can of course change your strategy or the setups which you're looking for. So for example, if you see this green candle here and after that the next day a confirmation above that, this is a pretty bullish sign. So this means we are engulfing those small consolidation setups, and the probability for continuation higher is big. So now we have more information on the chart. Not only we had here this consolidation rejection, but that was it here. The moment we saw this green candle and confirmation here above, I knew this is going to continue higher. And I have of course some positions on some stocks. I'm a little bit disappointed with myself that I didn't put something to work here with those indices, because those would have been very easy with this chart and would have worked very, very well. Sebastian, nice to see you here as well. And yeah, that's basically the setup. Now we're reaching almost the previous high soon. So this is 4,479. And I'm going to see, of course, how we react there. And again, guys, this is all based on price action. So, I don't really like to say, oh, the market is going to go to all-time highs or is going to drop, because like I said, while we are looking at those charts, things change, price action changes, and that's why it's important to see how we react at certain levels. Like, for example, back here on ES, we saw this consolidation and we saw the reaction. The reaction was pretty bullish because we were holding. We never had the chance to see that one of those candles is closing below the support, which is again 4,274. So every time we came back into those levels, we saw a bounce, and you see those reversal candles. What does that mean? Reversal candles, they're not, they're called not reversal candles for no reason. This means every time sellers are trying to push the price lower and stay lower, they cannot take control. Instead of that, bulls are taking over and starting to buy the dips, and this is why you see those wicks here on the candles. And again, my theory is the longer we hold certain support level, the more the probability increases for a bounce. So it would have been much easier, of course, if this continued straight away instead of pulling back at resistance and making people think we're going to see another drop. But we don't know what the market is going to do, and we cannot expect what we wish. So sometimes it does a couple of different moves and then goes in our direction. And also it's volatile time. We still have September, October, November. Those are all volatile months for the markets, corrective months. We see this correction here. This was 8% correction, but I think that was it. So HUT and F-cell, we're going to check those. Very good. So that was with ES, and basically all the other indices look pretty similar. So this is Nasdaq. Nasdaq was actually pretty picture perfect. I had a trade a while ago on this bounce. This was a good setup. Exact bounce of this support area, 14,430. Same thing, rejected here resistance below those EMAs, which is actually a pretty bearish sign. But then again, when you see, even if you're bearish, so let's say this is why I like so much price action. Even if you are bearish on the market and you expect more move to the downside, it doesn't have to happen. Again, if you see the next day something else like this green candlestick here, this is a very bullish sign, and holding to maybe a possible short is just not the right way to do it. It's important to see what is the price action telling you and how can you use this information in your favor. So guys, at the end, I know a lot of people are saying economy is bad, and really I can find also 1,000 reasons why the market can dump and can right now correct 20%. But unfortunately, this is not how it works. We've seen pandemics and crises and everything, and the market still goes up. It's just it is just the market is all the time in an uptrend. Very rarely you're going to see for a longer period of time a downtrend. That's why I'm very careful when people are very bearish. Yes, it can correct, but the correction cannot be more than 15-20%, and 20% is even a lot actually. So let's see what happens. For now, we're in a bullish territory here, and Nasdaq, very nice bounce as well with this green candle here. Next resistance is 15,424, and we're going to watch if we stop here, maybe consolidate for a while and go higher, or maybe reject this area and go lower. So this is all based on the current price action. Same thing with YM. Let's just go through those indices before we continue with the stocks, because again, if you're trading stocks, guys, you always need to know what's the big picture, what is currently happening on the market overall. Only looking at the stocks is not a very good idea, because you need to know, is the market in an uptrend, is in a downtrend, what is the current sentiment, and so forth. If the market goes down and you're trying to buy, for example, it's not going to work. So that's why it's important to know. So Dow Jones, very nice bounce of support as well. So we see this area here, very nice bounce, broke out already resistance. So this has been actually an outstanding move. And now the next resistance is actually all-time high, 35,550 area here. So I do think we're going to see all-time highs, but you just never know. Sometimes we might get surprised with some news out of nowhere if they start tapering or something like that. RTY, which is Russell 2000 small cap, very, very choppy and hard to trade. So I started trading this actually, when was it? May, and I haven't done any single profitable trade on this one. And at some point, if you realize, okay, what is my statistics? Why I'm losing on this trade all the time? And if you keep losing and losing all the time, at some point you have to ask yourself, am I doing something wrong, or am I in the wrong instrument? And for me, it was clear this is the wrong instrument to trade for me. It is so choppy, it's going upside down, very choppy and difficult price action. So very similar though here recently to the other indices. We're holding support, same thing, same price action with those wicks here, broke out. Now we're currently at the resistance level 2291. So you see this, and the next resistance is 2314, and then the all-time highs. So I do expect to see here a little bit more rejection, just because that's Russell 2000 and in general is more volatile. Okay, let's see the stocks. Give me some more stocks, guys. AMD, hot F-cell. AMD I like. AMD is for me long-term hold. I really like this stock, and sometimes it can get volatile, but it's overall good. I have it in my portfolio. I bought since 92. I have calls on this stock. I have the shares. I have a lot of different positions here, and it slightly broke support here of 102. It tried a couple of times, but you see, this is just acting as support. It's holding. Now it broke out very nicely. We're currently just right before the previous resistance, which is 115. 122 is the next one. For me, this is just buy and hold. I really like the stock. If you're not in this, maybe it's a little bit late. I would wait out to see a pullback into 107, just a tiny bit of a pullback into this breakout area here. That would be great. So this is our breakout area. You see it made this move, and I would like to see a pullback at least here or even lower for an entry. If you're not in this, if you're in this, I would definitely just hold. This is buy and hold for me. Melody, nice to see you here as well. Any, we're gonna check any. Okay, F-cell. F-cell is, are you long in this, Sebastian? It's not looking bad based on the recent momentum, but overall it's just a downtrend based on the chart. You see the 3-year. 3-year is kind of slowly downtrending. It's not too bad though. It's slowly downtrending. It's right at resistance here. So the problem is, if you're not long, I would not long it here. You see it rejected here already once, and it looks like we might reject here one more time. So if I'm gonna long it, I would definitely buy somewhere around the support area, around the dips, which is 562 in this case. So if it pulls back from this area and maybe tests this previous low, which is a support, that would be a good buy opportunity probably. And let's see the fundamentals. Are you looking, guys, at the fundamentals as well normally, or are you just basically doing the technicals here? Let me know. I'm gonna check real quick the fundies on F-cell. Okay, let me share with you what I'm looking at. I don't know. Do you see the current screen what I'm looking at, or do you see only my chart? I think you see my chart only. Let me see. How can I do this? Just technicals for swing. Yeah, that's enough though. It's enough. But sometimes it's not bad to know what do they have. So based on what I see here is pretty good health of the company, decent growth, what they expect to do. Profitability ratio is negative. This is not a good sign, of course. And the last year they have reported negative earnings. So that's bad, but they have some decent growth expectations. Overall, I actually like it, but it needs to, for me, in order to get interested in this stock, it needs to do this. It needs to break out above the 200 EMA and stop this downtrend what is in currently. And then when it breaks out, I would like to see a pullback here in this area and then look for an entry. So that's F cell. HUT, I like HUT. HUT is, where is Ryan actually? HUT is his favorite stock. Let's see. Definitely a very strong move so far, and it's been going up. This has been a nice trend. I like HUT for if you guys are into those mining stocks. This is a very nice looking chart. This was a good entry. It is breaking out, continues to break out. So any pullback here on this stock into maybe 850 would be a good buy. I like it. I just don't like buying it here, and I had some other positions back here, so I didn't buy it. But as soon as it pulls back a little bit more, I hope you guys are gonna let me know as well, so I'm not forgetting, and I'm gonna buy it. I think it is a good momentum on this stock, good opportunity for a swing, and maybe also for some long-term holding. It has some growth potential. Any is a little bit sketchy, Melody. It has momentum, but I would like it more for a day trade. So for a swing trade, I personally would be afraid to hold, because this has been a pumped stock, and you just don't know when there might come up with some offering or something like this all of the sudden, and this thing dumps out of nowhere. And in worst case, if you're holding overnight, you end up with a gap down. So let's check the fundies real quick. You're welcome, Sebastian. Let me know if you have anything else what we can discuss. Let me check the fundies on any. Probably they will not be outstanding. I can imagine. Let's see. AnySphere engages in the provision of solutions for standard-alone storage and technologies that converge the traditional silos for compute, storage, and network. Okay, that's not too bad though. Financials. Yeah, that's the problem with the financials. I think we discussed this last time, as far as I remember. So profitability are negative, which is not a good sign. Valuation, negative. So they reported negative earnings for the last year, negative price earnings ratio, earnings per share are been decreasing. Revenue has been growing. So revenue has been growing in the past year. So they just have nothing here to offer based on the fundies. But again, this doesn't mean a lot, guys. If you are trading only momentum, and a lot of those companies start from zero, of course, they might take some time to develop and get profitable. So only because this is negative doesn't mean it's not tradable. It just means you need to be careful, and especially this has been a pump stock. So I don't personally like to be involved as a swing. For a day trade, I think it could be good idea, because if you can catch here and there some decent moves, look, this has been actually decent. Every single dip is being a buy, and also back here, the dips are getting bought up. So for day trades and quicker trades, those are actually pretty good so far. You're welcome, Melody. Okay, so those are a couple of stocks which you have, guys. I have personally, I am still in Adobe. Adobe has been actually very good so far. Very nice move. Yeah, day trades is good. I think that's a good for a day trade. Especially for day trades, you need momentum. So that's a good stock for this. You need some more, some decent range. And if you trade some of those cheaper stocks, unfortunately, most of them are just being pumped. So nothing we can do about it. Okay, Adobe, I've been in Adobe since here. This has been a nice move so far. In my opinion, it has still some decent potential to the upside. So one of my favorite setups here, what I would like to share with you guys, is if you have a decent company with good growth and good profitable company, and it goes down and corrects for 16-70%. That's a lot of correction. Normally, you will not see those companies being oversold for a longer period of time. So if you see here, we see down. This has been a decent move to the downside. So it is in this oversold area. I think you don't see my pen. Let me just do something here, guys. Wait a second. Just give me 1 second. You don't see my screen, I think. Okay, now you should be able to see my screen. You didn't see my mouse as far as I saw. Okay, so what I wanted to show you this here has been actually a decent move oversold in the 30 RSI, and you don't see this a lot. So normally those stocks will not pull back so much into the oversold area. It's right into the 200 EMA, which is as well something you don't see on those growth stocks. And if you look back, this has been actually overbought. So they can stay overbought for many, many months here, June, September. So since June, this has been in this upper overbought area. And very rarely you will see those stocks going oversold. So if I see this oversold, this is for me a big opportunity to buy, because this is for me a discount. It's like going to the store. If you're buying the next iPhone and you see 20% discount, you don't see this a lot. You don't see this often. So I like to buy it. And that's why I entered here around this area. And you will not find a lot of those setups most of the time, guys. Those don't happen a lot. So similar to Facebook, by the way. Facebook is the same thing. So Facebook is still pulling back. I'm still waiting for some kind of a stop here. But this is also a decent pullback on this stock, growth stock, definitely very good looking stock. It has earnings, so I don't like trading right before earnings, but Facebook is a good company with good fundamentals. And if I see it's starting to show me some more bullishness here and a green candle, I might enter it here and put the stop just below. Both with volume increasing, BABA and T are close to 52 weeks lows. For shorts, you mean for shorts maybe, right, Sebastian? Oh, you mean for longs? Oh, BABA, BABA is my hate stock. Let's see BABA, okay? The problem is I lost with it, and I've actually got out pretty lucky. It could have been a massive loss for me, because I added because of the fundies, and it never really bounced, and it's been actually, look, since then it's been in a downtrend. Yeah, this has been a terrible. So I'm gonna share with you what happened. This is actually a while ago, maybe a year ago. So that was back here. I was long actually here on this smaller pullback, and I said, this is the Chinese Amazon, very good, actually good fundies, growth stock. So everything what has to do with the fundies I like about this stock. So I was willing to hold it. And then it gapped down here, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait it out. I didn't have a lot of size, so I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna wait it out and add. So I added, I think it was somewhere here around this area. It bounced. I closed here for some loss, and then it continued to dump, and I had, I think, something left. So I didn't close everything. I have something left, and I closed here for another small loss just one day before this big gap down with Jack Ma and all this kind of stuff. So this was for me lesson learned. Sometimes you just cannot add at it. Something might happen, and stop losses really can prevent you from disaster here. So that's why I don't like it. And also Chinese stocks are been very sketchy recently. For short, I can agree. It's been downtrending. I like the fundies, but this story with the government and Jack Ma and this sketchy stuff, it's just not good at all. Now it's bouncing. Of course, it might change the trend and start to go all of a sudden to the upside, but I'm just too burnt out from this stock, mentally burnt out. That's why I would stay away. So if I do trade it, it will be on the short side, maybe somewhere around resistance to short it. It has earnings though. It has very soon earnings. What is that? That's on 4th of November. So yeah, it's not very far away. So I would definitely stay away. And T, and we're gonna check T. And then I have here Duck with us on in the chat. Let me add him to the stream. He walked away. Okay, T is, yeah, I don't know what's the deal. Why is it actually dumping so much? Have you checked? Let me see the fundies real quick. Let me see the fundies. Okay, and T. That should be actually a good company, I was thinking. Holding AT&T, a holding company, engages in provision of telecommunications. So I think everyone knows what they're doing. Fundamental analysis, profitability, return on assets minus 0.36, profit margin -1, valuation, very good valuation, not a lot of growth. I don't know why they're doing this. Why does it have this downtrend? But it's very, very weak. So look at this. This is just not, I don't personally like buying those weak stocks a lot. It looks like a bounce, but again, you have here just in a very short period of time, you have the earnings on 21st of October. So this is not very far away here. And I would, that's like a jackpot, like going to casino before earnings for me, you know. It might work, it might not work, and then if you get lucky, you get something, but right before earnings is dangerous. Okay, here is Duck. Nice to see you, Duck. What are you doing? How are you?
Hey, I'm standing here talking to you, and I'm feeling all right. Let me put some lighting on my face so I don't scare people too much. Okay. I'm doing all right. What about you? And how's everybody in the crowd today? What have you guys been talking about?
Yeah, we've been talking some stocks here from our viewers. Do you have something else here for
Well,
us?
I imagine you were talking stocks since this is called Stock Market Technical Talk. I would think that, but what stocks are you talking about?
We've been talking about Baba, T, Any, AMD, Hut. You bought
Okay.
Hut, right?
I did buy Hut. Yes, I have Hut. I don't know if I see anything I really like because all that stuff we were talking about last week, like Adobe, and maybe we brought up Qualcomm. Those already bounced. The only
Yeah.
one that hasn't bounced is Foolish Book. I'll say that one, FB, Foolish Book. I wanted
Qualcomm.
to say something else using the F word, but I shall refrain.
Yeah, you should
It
behave.
is. I feel like I'm the only one in the world that has any interest in buying this because it is a turd.
Yeah, it's not bouncing. I didn't realize Qualcomm. Why didn't you tell me earlier?
Well, I didn't see the bounce either. I think we brought it up in last week's technical talk or sometime earlier in the week, and it just never really. It didn't do anything. Yeah.
A lot of times it happens, you know,
Well,
you're
it did
watching
thing. It just took
something.
off, and
Yeah.
Adobe is already gone too. Like that's already left. And
Oh, I longed Adobe.
okay, well I didn't, so I missed the Adobe train, and that's how my day's going. So.
Oh, that doesn't sound very optimistic. Okay, let's see what do we have here. I have a couple of stocks then. I'm going to share some of my stuff
What
here.
about like this UPST and it never stops going up? This UPST is like the next Chipotle or Shopify.
Yeah, this is really strong for me. This is what you need to find, guys, always. This is, of course, a little bit expensive stock. And again, I want to share here the difference between, you know, this choppiness. But if you find momentum, you really can trade the breakouts. You don't need a lot of pullback on those. And I think it is good, but of course not right now because it's very, very overbought. So we need a little bit of pullback, at least 338 or even 280, somewhere here. Those two levels will be good, but it's a lot of momentum on this. People like it, obviously.
Yeah, it does look like that, but I've had a piece for a while since the 120s, but it's just small now because I've sold on the way up. I'd like to buy it back. I'd like to get more of it, but it's too late right now. And I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
it's the
I
next
would.
$1,000 runner. I don't know, but what a beast, huh?
Yes, definitely. I would not chase it though. I like, let me share with you what I like here. Docu. You see that?
That's just fantastic. I
I
don't know
like.
what you I don't know what you see in that.
Well, how can
I
you
don't know
not
what
know what
you
I
see in
see?
that. But then again, I don't know what you see in most things. So that's normal, I guess. I don't
Look, it
okay.
had very strong
You have
momentum.
different tastes. Okay. I will follow. Please do the technical analysis
Yes,
and I will
it
listen.
had very nice momentum. Of course, here it rejected 3 times resistance and it broke down. But we are very similar to what we saw in other stocks here. 200 EMA. We're right at the 200 EMA. We had here a while ago 30 RSI. Of course, right now it's consolidating. But if you use this 200 as a stop, it has some room into this previous high. So look, if you even with an entry here and stop just below the 200 will be good. And it is a strong growth stock, so you have everything you need.
Do you?
I think so. Yeah, I like.
Okay,
I
so
need
let me ask you this one. I agree with that at the 200-day moving average because that was nice. You have the double bottom, right? And a nice
Yeah,
little bounce at the 200. I don't like the fact that it won't put together like a rally of any time, like it's 2 or 3 days. You know, like yesterday, you have a ridiculously bullish market, like 60
that's
points on
true.
the
Yeah,
S&P, almost 600 points on the Dow, and this thing is just sitting there, just like Facebook being red. It's like that's not really a good sign, I think sometimes. So would you like buy it right here, stop under the 200 moving average,
yeah.
or would
I
you?
am in this. I bought it yesterday.
Okay. So I see that's your thing. So you wouldn't wait for it to break range to the top, or you wouldn't wait to see if it come down a little lower and retest the 200 for a third time.
Well, since I
You
bought
just
it,
bought
I'm
it
just
because you're like, hey, I got to buy something. I'm buying it right now in the middle of
no.
here.
I saw. So here's what I did. I have a history with this trade. Look, I long it here, and then it pulled back, and I closed it around break even because I'm just moving my stops to break even now because of the current volatility. And then I saw the next after that a couple of days it bounced. It makes those reversal candles, still holding, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna give it one more chance here. I agree with you that the market went so much and this is doing absolutely nothing. But sometimes you have this. Sometimes they're just starting to go higher a little bit later. And of course, it might not work. There is no 100% guarantee here. But I just like the fact
Well,
that it's 200.
we're only looking at 100% winners here. We don't want to talk about losers, only winners. We have no time. We have plenty of those. We're done with that. Let's move on to something else like winning trades only. How you
200
doing,
EMA.
Sebastian? How you doing? Okay, so you're long that one. Let's see if we find anything else that's in the
Yeah.
proverbial toilet bowl. Uh,
I have
I don't know. I feel like these don't the bounces don't bounce, and the chasers chase all the really green stuff.
Yeah, that is very true. This is
Um,
a very good thing what you said.
like another one here is Roku. Like kind of waiting for this thing to kind of light it up again, but I've been waiting really since August, and it just does not
No,
do
this is
anything.
yeah, this is not doing anything.
Um,
I had it on my short watch list actually, because it's
I
just
don't know
not
what
doing
people did.
anything. Look at
What happened to it? What happened to it?
and it is all that every single resistance is being rejected. That's why I was looking for a short, but the market went off, so I didn't take any shorts. So I don't like for a buy. I don't like it. It has earnings soon. You're right. Some of those are just sitting there and doing nothing, even though there are actually some solid and good companies. While there are some momentum stocks, or some stocks which like UPST, which are just taking off, and just people are trying to chase them. I don't know why is this, but that's something we should pay attention to.
We'll try to pay attention to it. So you like DocU. I don't like anything, I don't think. I'm
I have a
looking to
couple of
see.
stuff here. I have Docs, Task. I have Task. This is an IPO. It went up, but today it's pulling back. So those are not. See, the problem is, do you remember we've been discussing this? Actually, we were discussing this over and over again, but it's always the same, isn't it? Like, look, the market is up. If I pull out here, ES is up 23 points. YM is up another 270 points. And so those stocks, some of those are just sitting there and doing nothing, isn't it?
Yes, and I don't like that, especially when you have a bullish market. And I would think something like Facebook would have gotten a little more enthusiasm off the 200-day moving average. I mean, it bounced off of that, but here you are down again today. I don't know. Earnings coming up pretty soon. Maybe that turns the tide. Maybe it double bottoms off of 317, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess a big beta name like that that's had such good success, while you're still watching Apple and Microsoft and the rest of those do really
Oh,
well,
yeah. Apple is very good, by the way, guys. If you're
then
looking for
I would
something,
think,
Apple.
oh, you're going to pull up Apple now.
This is very good. This is a nice stock holding support here. It has earnings, but I really don't pay attention to that too much, because Apple is Apple. They're working on some EV projects, and overall, I really like it. It's holding here this higher low, and a nice rejection here, nice reversal candle with continuation yesterday. So as long as it holds those levels, it is a buy for me. I like it.
Yeah, that one looks pretty good. That one looks pretty good. So those are all I really have. I don't see a whole lot of stuff that I like. I mean, I like the standard AMDs. I think we
Yeah, those are
discussed it
good.
before going into next year. I think things like semiconductors will be great trades still. You can just buy the Soxel or whatever if you want to, but there's going to
Yeah.
continue to be a shortage of chips for the remainder of probably the first 6 months out of the year.
Yes.
I don't know if that's worth talking about now. I mean, if you guys are looking for an investor's approach, something maybe a little medium to longer term, you've got to think with supply chain problems. That's
Yeah.
not going to get fixed. This problem with these semiconductors are going to increase prices, and NVIDIA, AMD, everybody's going to benefit from this. On the flip side of that, you've seen news from auto manufacturers forcing to slow down production on new vehicles because of lack of parts. So I don't
Yeah.
know if you want to combine looking at things like shorting actual auto companies, and then perhaps maybe the other trade is looking at things like AutoNation you brought up before, right? Or these other O'Reilly's auto parts. I know these don't sound like sexy trades. People are talking like Bitcoin and the latest hot stock, and here old man comes in here and I'm throwing you like auto parts stores like it's in the 1970s, But anyway, it's a thinking person's trade that more and more used cars are being sold, and they continue to be sold because there's a lack of new ones, and old cars have a tendency to break down more. Maybe they do better in profits. That's all I'm saying. We can move on
Yes,
to really
I agree with
cool
this.
stuff like speculative things like HUT or some third stage approval diabetes drug that's up 700%. We can talk about that too. That's whatever you want to go with this.
Well, for the shortage, I do agree. And long term, if you hold some of those things, you can just buy and hold. I don't
Okay,
see
here's
anything.
one. Here's one for you. Let's get sexy. Let's get sexy. BBIG's got to be a short pretty soon, guys. Come on. Don't you think this news? Do you know the BBIG?
Yeah.
Okay. popped yesterday off of some anonymous-ish Seeking Alpha article where somebody who has like no long-term track record. Well, maybe I'm not. That's not true, but somebody gave it a $40 price target. Please, child, please, child, please. Come on, man. Who you think we is, huh? Who do you think we is?
Well, then just buy it here if you think so.
I'm not buying it. I think this thing is gonna dump. I think it's gonna
But
dump.
it has some momentum though. Look, it has.
Right now it does, but come on, it's a piece of trash. It's been a piece of trash. That's just a pump article, probably to get the people out of it. Does anybody disagree with me? You can play the other side of this argument, but come on. It's a pump. This person probably did that because they were underwater on their long and they're going to sell into this strength. I mean, you know, pumping is the cool way to go right now, right? We got pumps all over the place. We got the whole DATS issue, the CEI thing,
Yeah.
you know. Is that where we want to take this conversation from auto parts stores into pumping? Do you see where I'm going with all this? Help me.
Well, I
Help me.
think so. Here is because we had also this Annie on watch, or not on watch, but here on the discussion. So I think if you use those for day trades and you are aware of the risks and close them during the night, this is not a bad trade. I personally would not feel good if I hold those long term or even for swing trades. So if you're doing those, maybe for a day trade, maybe buy the dip on the 5-minute chart. Look.
I don't feel good about any trade I've ever taken since 1999. It's not going to bother me. I think they're all terrible. Again, I don't know if this is going to work.
Well,
Been doing that for you.
Sebastian has some figures: X, ERJ, KMI, TMC. Let's check those out.
Oh, yeah. I got another one while it's on my mind. I don't want to forget. I'm going to type it into the chat.
Yes,
Guys, here's a cheapie going to the moon. AEHR, but deal with KMI and TMC first.
Oh yeah, I know this. I know you've been chasing it a lot.
I have a tendency to also chase things.
Yes, I know.
Yes, not just stocks.
That is true. Oh, this looks good actually, Sebastian. This is a nice uptrend. This I like. Probably you are in this. If that's the case, very good. If that's not the case, I would see if I would like. I would look at it if it pulls back somewhere here. Maybe I don't like buying at the top, but it is a nice uptrend. Looks good. Then X and KMI. Let's see. X. This, I don't know, this has been very, very choppy, this thing. I know it's a solid company, but man, this is just look at it. It's going so upside down and pulling back and going down and just sideways. So I don't know, of course, if you're like a buy and hold and you hold it for some time, I think that's a good idea. It is around support, but if you're looking for something to swing trade for a quick money here and there during for the quarter to pay your bills or something like this, then it is a little bit harder because it's just going very sideways. It breaks support, goes back up, breaks resistance, rejects. So you need to be, if you're trading this, you need to be a little bit more careful with your stop losses and trade management. And right now it's just right at resistance, reversal candle, so it might reverse lower, I don't know, but right at resistance. And also we have earnings very soon, which makes me think we might see here also some gaps. So I would stay away. I don't like it for either side. It's too sideways choppy. Darth, nice to see you here.
Yeah. Nice to see Darth. So what about this AEHR? Did you finish up with the other ones?
No, we have one more. Georges is asking TMC.
Is ERJ, that's airplanes, isn't it? What is that?
I think so, yeah. TMC, oh my goodness. This is like, this I don't know what you want to do with this Georgesco, if I'm pronouncing the name right, let me know. But this is a slowly dying stock, not even slowly, a fast dying stock. It lost 15 to 3, man. This is really bad thing. Again, guys, if you're trying to long those things, you really got to be careful, because most likely you're just going to lose money, you know. I don't know why. If you're looking to short, maybe if it bounces, but for a long, look at this downtrend. There is a reason. So normally there is a reason why something goes down like this. It's either the fundamentals, most likely people are selling it. There is something wrong with the company. And when it is in such a downtrend, it's hard to catch the bottom. You don't know when is this going to stop. So it can continue for a while like this. You don't know it. And then it might stop. Of course, it might stop here, but the fact is it is in a downtrend. And it makes it hard to catch the falling knife. So I don't see here, for me personally, a reason for a long. Just be careful. If you're in this, make sure you use stop losses, because you don't know how long is this going to continue. And we can check real quick here the fund is. What was the ticker? I forgot. TMC. PMC, CA-based company operating in industry, metals. Okay. Fundamentals. I have no more points left. They want me to pay. Let me see Yahoo Finance. This is how you can check it, by the way. You can check what's going on with the company real quick, and normally you will find out why is it going so much down. So Yahoo Finance is a free website. You click here on finance, and then here, unfortunately, you don't see anything. I don't see. But it's not a good, based on the technicals, it's not a good sign. Again, it's very downtrending. Okay, you're welcome. What did you want me to look at? EHR.
AEHR, yes.
Yeah, this is another momentum stuff here.
I think you went, yeah, you did Fundy Check last week or something, and it wasn't very good, but it is momentum. It is continuing to grind away.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to chase it here like you're chasing normally?
I already have it. I bought it. I couldn't hold myself back any longer. I had to be a part of this massive runner. So I have some. But
where did you buy it? What price?
I'm not telling you.
No, you should tell me. You are embarrassed because you chase it, probably.
I bought it 5 minutes ago. Just now. I just now went long. Just right before you said, where do you want to buy it? Just a couple minutes ago. No, it's not too bad. 1956. 1956.
So this is, guys, by the way, how you shouldn't do it.
I'm just, just trying to make a couple of bucks here.
Okay, so for me, this is very high, guys. If you're trying to long it here, really, look,
it is a little steep. I'll say that.
And I don't know the story behind this. Maybe it's pump. Maybe it's. Do you know why is it going up? Have you checked this?
Well, I want to say no. I don't really. I mean, these started out as your standard, typical penny stock pumps, right?
Yeah.
And they were heavily shorted, and every so often, if you guys want to find good runners, this is kind of a way to do it. You have the penny stock normals that short the stuff like BBIGs, Neros. I mean, remember those SPRT, whatever happened to that, NAOV. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. CEI, DATS. They don't make it, but there are a handful that do. This is one of them where it was like shorted 3 or 4 months ago, kept squeezing, and now nobody talks about it anymore, and it's off and running. I think Pavem started out like that, but now it looks like crap. You got that one, and now you're getting this ANY, which is starting to turn into that. I don't think I've seen enough from that yet. That's the reason why you buy them. they just start defying the trend. And I don't know what actually, I can't give an answer on why that happens. Maybe institutional ownership takes over and they start buying more of this. But whatever it is, you can see back there was the short where everybody was trying to get involved in it. Let me get the daily chart up here.
Okay, Sebastian is asking here, don't you think it needs to consolidate
July.
a bit before entry? Yes,
I
think
do,
so.
but I bought it in consolidation in 1950. I would agree, guys. I don't think it's the right play to chase it right here, but I would watch this thing for a pullback, man. I don't think this is it. It's consistent. It got upgraded this week. You know, it feels like that next one that's going to press into the 50s. Just
yeah,
keep it on the watch.
I don't like it here for a buy, but you know, if you're, I mean, it's the thing is, if you have small size and you're just aware and you can put a stop below, you can give it a try.
Yes, but you have to understand, I didn't like you at first, but now I do. So, you know, you got to warm you got to warm up to things, you know. It's just the way it is.
You're too late. You're always too late. Look at it.
You didn't like me at first and you still don't. So, yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it works.
That's true.
Sometimes it doesn't. Okay. Go ahead with your analysis.
This thing is for me too high. The problem though is sometimes they don't pull back, especially when you have momentum like this and you're waiting for a pullback. They don't. This can go now maybe for another, couple of dollars here before it pulls back, and then by the time it pulls back, it might start to make a downtrend already. So this can happen. That's why I understand your point that you're chasing, but I personally would not do it.
I agree. I wouldn't chase it here either.
But you did.
Well, it was a little earlier, so it's not quite a chase.
Yeah, that's good. So
it's a tiny chase, but not a full-on chase. And the stop is like 19, so it's a 56 cent.
Yeah, that's doable. So
it's all right.
Is any. Look at this any NY Melody.
This one's getting ready to do the same thing because it won't stop moving up either. You know, and they're not really talking much about shorting this more and more. It just keeps like the last couple. If you look back from September, it dumped. Then you had a couple like one green day and it drops, one green day, like you had one on September 15th. It was one day. The 27th was one day. And then you started to get this small rally on the 5th. So the last few rallies were only one day long now. Since the last week or so, you've really started to put in a little bit of a grind. One to watch here.
Yeah.
I don't know what their fundies are, what they're doing either.
I think we checked that this is not looking very good. But okay, but don't you think for Melody is a shorter term? Yeah, that's good. But so here it is. Would you hold this overnight and just buy it and sleep well?
Well, yeah, because I will sleep well because I'm tired right now. That's a good question. I'm a little, but I'm more skeptical than other people. So yeah, these kind of scare me because there's really heavy downside risk, and really it comes in the way of offerings. These things really have a tendency to do a lot of offerings in the very first stages, especially when they go higher. This is typical because if somebody needs money, the best time to get that money is when your stock price is up 40% in a couple of days. That's like easy money there. And then they can get some, and then it usually drops the stock. I didn't even check. If it's biotech, I would really worry. See, I don't even know what it is. What does it actually do?
Okay, let's see. I forgot already too. I just read it.
Biotechs, hell no, guys. I wouldn't touch that. There's way too much risk overnight with biotechs and all of these cheesy stage 1 approval, whatever drugs they come up off the top of their head. It seems like everyone's coming out now with like a COVID-19 something, some kind of pill or drug to get in on the so there it goes. Bitcoin related. Well, maybe that's why Bitcoin's going higher.
Is it Bitcoin related? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's not too bad.
Data management and desktop and application virtualization solutions. It enables organizations to deploy a combination of public, private, or hybrid cloud strategies through containerized applications. Well, that's not, it sounds not bad on the first, it's a software
There's
company.
potential there. There's potential. Those were a couple that were like bucking the trend.
The problem is, look, the fundies are not good. But again, like I said before, only because fundies are not good, everyone started from nowhere where you just didn't have good fundamentals, and then they developed over time. This doesn't mean a lot. That's why I think this could run. The only thing what I personally would have, that's why I'm asking you, is I cannot hold those overnight, because like you said, if they do an offering out of nowhere, then oh look, I got here from Alta 20%. 20%. Do you see that?
Oh, sweet, a coupon. That's usable right there. That's usable right there.
So that's the reason why I would personally not feel good with holding it. But if you don't have a huge position, it should be fine. But I like it. I have the feeling this is gonna continue higher. This could go higher. What do you think if we buy just a little bit, huh?
What are we buying? Any?
Just a tiny bit.
Okay. Okay.
What do you think?
Sure. How much? When you say a tiny bit, 100?
Maybe just the 1/3 of your normal size, where you're okay.
5?
5 shares. Let's buy everyone 5 shares.
I'm going 5 shares deep. I cannot be taken out of this position.
Sebastian is saying Beck is taking notes. No, he's getting smoked probably on a trade right now.
I'm getting I'm getting barbecued. I don't have time to chit chat. I'm over here slinging some junk, getting myself into jam. Okay. How about?
Are we buying 5 shares? Any?
250 or 500
shares?
Yes.
Without stop loss?
No, because I would say 674 would be the stop loss. Because if this is like, why I would say that is because this is the breakout move. This is like the expansion coming out of range. If it's not able to build on this and gives that back, it's not going to do it.
So let me calculate that. How much would be the risk?
It's almost $2. That's quite a bit on an $8 stock.
So $2. So it's 200.
Now that I'm saying that out loud, it's like $2 on an $8 stock. That's like 30%.
$500 will be the loss if it doesn't dump even lower. Yeah, that's doable.
That's doable. Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it,
guys. This is just for entertainment. Our purpose.
It's not. This is for real. This is for keeps. Get in it. Get long and strong. Put all your money in it. Put your neighbor's money in it. This is the next big winner. Tweet about it. Hashtag any. Tell any's the next one. I want you guys out there every day looking for news articles to post on your Twitter accounts. Let's get this party started.
I don't know if that's the way to go, but I'm gonna buy when we're done here.
Let's squeeze those shorts.
Hey, Beck and I are gonna buy it just for fun.
Does it have a short float? Does it have like a short float?
And then this is gonna turn out to be a huge winner, and then we will be like, look how dumb we are. Why didn't we buy 1,000 shares?
Well, it's not going to turn out good no matter what, because that's trading. Like, you never really make a good trade. You either like really big winner and you didn't have enough size on it, or you had too much size on your losers. Like one of the two. It's like,
that is very true.
A place in between.
Okay, so we're gonna buy here this thing. Maybe, who knows? Maybe it was just for entertainment purposes.
Entertainment purposes only. I just want you to guys observe while we get smoked, while we get cheesed, while we get put through the cheese grater. That's our money getting shredded up. We put a stack of hundreds on a cheese grater. I'm getting cheesed.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Very good.
All right. All right. All right.
Very good, Melody. Yeah. So, guys, we have, for those of you who are from the subscribers here, we have our internal meeting in 30 minutes. We're going to discuss your stocks. If you have any questions, so I'm going to show up. If someone is there, I can answer you the questions. If you are
Wait
not
a second.
here,
Is Melody saying 250 shares is not ballsy enough? When 250 shares really? Are you calling us out? Are you calling us? All right, I'm done. 2,500 for me then. Okay.
you have to go bigger. That's not enough. 250
That's
is
not enough. You know. We were thinking 5 just a minute ago. I don't know how we got up to this level.
Yeah. Guys, I wanted to share with you, for those of you who don't know, check out here the free courses. I have made a bundle of a free course from this Baroque Accelerator course, which I have, just the intro and some explanation of basics. Then I have from Benzinga those webinars or those boot camps which I attended to. Those are recorded if you want to check it out. This is for the reopening stocks, and this is for crypto. Technical analysis, and here also a combination of must-watch not technical analysis, but just also more explanation about some psychological stuff and stuff like that. So feel free to check this out. I think it's helpful. And I'm also preparing a small account course right now, which will be focused more on some different stuff, but I don't want to share too much because it's not ready yet. So
Whetting the appetite. I got it. Okay. I like that strategy.
yeah. So this would be free for all lifetime members. All courses which I'm going to do in the future are going to be free for all lifetime members. Okay, Duck. So thank you for joining, guys. Thank you so much, Sebastian, Melody, everyone else. We have Hive. Let's check this out. Last one, HIVE. This is also a pump, by the way. Hive. What do you think about Hive? HIVE. I don't know. He went.
Whee! Hey, this doesn't look too bad either, but I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's got some movement to it, but this looks no.
Yeah, it could break out. So here is my thought. It's downtrending. It's not the best thing you can see, but it broke this downtrend, and now it's kind of sitting here. It's more kind of a sideways price action. It's trying to break out. So if you're in this, maybe, I don't know, I would definitely use, as always, personally, stop losses. Of course, you have to know what you're doing, but it's trying to break out, holding here. It's not too bad. I just don't like this sideways price action. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you to Hamid, Sebastian, Melody, and everyone else, guys. It was always a pleasure. We're gonna continue with those every Friday, like I mentioned, and bring up more stocks next time. We're gonna discuss some more. Thank you, Doug, and have a good weekend. See you soon, and see you soon, guys.
Yes, see you. Thank you.
Thanks.